What's up, guys? COVID has been a real wrecking ball this year. There was many times when it was starting to look bleak. What used to be a constant back and forth fault blaming for the hellspawn that is COVID now feels like a 9,000 IQ Among Us game gone very wrong, with popular apps like WeChat and TikTok taking the fall. Who knows? Doesn't red look very sus? Please report red. As our president tested positive for COVID early October and then being miraculously better over a weekend, COVID can finally retire and be buried in the ground where it belongs. With our state-of-the-art biotech, I am glad I can finally get off these disinfectant injections and take whatever our chief's having. Just kidding, of course. But it definitely makes me less worried than the time I got invited to a birthday party where I realized shortly after that I had to eat a cake after a certain interaction. As she made her little wish, what followed afterwards made me instinctively want to run away. It literally sent shivers down my spine. My mind was telling me no, but my body was telling me yes. She blew the candle and I was there for an uncomfortable 10 minutes, wondering if I should still eat that fudgy chocolate cake. Oh, I ate it, and it was good. I remember when I worried about not having enough toilet paper, disinfectant wipes, and masks. I had to share a toilet roll with my roommate for a week at worst. And when I found out that he had some more in his closet, oh, we weren't roommates after that. And what's worse is those large assholes who keep going back to buy up all the TP. The days that they were restocked were empty out by those people. It was a bold strategy. Buy some, bring them to the car, come back, and buy more. Ugh. Repeat this enough, and you'll get your 1 year supply of TP. Anyway, masks were another story. We all fell victim to this. Using that mask we cut out of our shirt, pants, socks, you name it, we had made a mask out of it. Even for those who forget to bring their mask to the store, just poke 2 holes in the bag and voila, mask. With the constant need to look good nowadays, I worried about not getting a fancy mask of my own. One day, I saw this guy with a gas mask at the park. I wasn't too sure what he was doing, but as I crept closer, he seemed to be jogging in place, doing his exercises. And then I saw him proceed to do pull-ups. I mean, it's never too much if it's about your life. But geez, I sat there as he did his sets, and he did 50 pull-ups and then a somersault at the end. It was definitely an impressive feat, something like out of a Batman movie. But you'll definitely get the stares. Some staring in awe, and others like our local Karens who won't be too shy to tell you, is that really necessary? You're supposed to get one of these masks. Yours technically is not a mask. It looks so uncomfortable and you look atrocious. But I would be careful if I were you, lady. This guy could knock you into orbit. Like this mask parody of Bane from Batman movie.
Because I got antibodies.
And you think this makes you immune? What if I told you I just discovered a cure? And you would never have to worry about wearing a mask ever again.
What, like a vaccine?
Anyway, speaking of masks, high altitude masks were also high in demand and were similarly low in stock. But I don't really recommend it. But if you dial it down a notch, You won't suffer from syncope and pass out from lack of oxygen. Although many people were affected during these times, there is the wild card that you don't see too often, and it's the introvert. This being is usually deprived of vitamin D and does not get his tan. You can say he's always hibernating and is prepared for pandemics like these. In the home of an introvert, the maximum social distancing is quite like the radius of an atomic bomb. Working from home has always been a dream, and now it has become a reality. With the perfect excuse to take all their classes online and say no to gatherings, and most importantly, geek out on animixplay.com. And then there are the OCD commonality that has erupted during this time. I believe most may have mutated into this one as well. As we see a rise in disinfectant being bought and the need to stay away from germs, this person will command you to step on the footprints that will allow enough distance between him and you. He may be so paranoid that he will double or nothing and go 12 feet instead. Troops in the military all march the regulated 6 feet apart, and if you had this guy, then you would be in for a yelling from your superiors. But hey, at least you have an excuse. I mean, it's never too much if it's about your life. It's a different story, however, if you have almost perfect immunity. Dogs are not likely to be COVID infected. In fact, there's only one case of a German Shepherd in the US, the one that actually faced the beast. Into the later stages of the pandemic, however, we reach a staggering 8 million cases in the US, which goes to show that without the proper prevention and know-how to contain it, much more will be lost. Like, if we forget to do the easy and necessary things, we end up being like Grandpa Hangman, who forgets about the kettle he boils every time he goes out. Grandparents, but I love them, and I'll always be there for them. I got you on the kettle, Grandpa. And don't forget to come back before 6. We are making the fried rice. Anyway, we have all felt what it's like to be a hangman this year to some degree. A lot of inconvenience has made us wish for a rewind button. But I see light, and 2021 is going to be much better. Worst case scenario, an asteroid hits the Earth. But come on, we all know that we're in the parallel universe where that doesn't happen in the very near future. But for those who really are in the shithole, embrace the suck. That's what a Navy SEAL once said, but also what I learned from watching a toddler pick up his fallen pacifier and proceed to put it back into his mouth, despite it being dropped on the floor a gazillion times. I can just see it in those eyes of his. The way they sparkle can ignite the whole world into the darkest flames. That ambition, he knows what he wants, and he'll have it his way. Look at me now. I might be losing, but wait until I rule the world. Better times are on its way, as we should lift each other up during these times and stand united, even though the presidential election may not turn out how you expected. I mean, shit has happened, and we have persevered through these tough times. It's time to stop crawling and instead jump into 2021 running. Like Gary here, that doesn't give a shit about what's COVID infected and will have you ick free by the end of today. Or Lita Hangman, who will give you a free pass out of the bathroom if you ever run out of TP. Since the market has been so popular this year, I want to end off with this. If life was like a ticker symbol, when it's at its lowest point, then it will find a way to bounce back, just like our market has, crashed for almost 30% last March. Unless it has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, well, then just wait, because they might get bought out. Not. Until then, just be happy you have a roof over your head. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button in the face. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Until next time, take care.